Well, my name is Gwen Campbell, and I want to talk about my favorite thing in Cambridge Springs, the stained glass windows of the three stone churches as you drive into town. I started at the Methodist Church first, and it's a church that the building was built in 1900, and it cost over $18,000 at the time to build, which was a lot of money in 1900. And they raised that money from the mineral springs locally. Just was a boom for the town, and brought in a lot of outside money, and commercial travelers donated to the church, donated for windows, but the congregation and local business people donated money too, so they could bring those windows to the building and just add to the environment there. And the other church is the Presbyterian, and that's where my mom and dad were married. So it holds a special place in my heart. And the windows there, they were placed over time. They weren't all put in at the time that the building was built in 1896. And so different families were able to donate and make those windows in honor of loved ones or friends. And one of those windows was put in 1923, and that was the same year that a 500-year-old painting was also bought and put in the church, painted by a Veronese painter from Verona, Italy, back in 1515. And who would guess that would be in Cambridge Springs, Pennsylvania? It's just such a treasure to have. Another interesting piece of artwork, I feel it's artwork, in the Presbyterian Church is the pipe organ. They don't have the organ any longer, but they still have the pipes there, and they're huge behind the pulpit. The history of that pipe organ is interesting too, because they had to raise money for it, and they asked Andrew Carnegie of Pittsburgh to donate, and he donated $1,000 to purchase that organ. Then they raised the other $1,000 with kraut suppers and selling aprons and pies, and just a neat way of the community coming together and building something for the future. And the other church that I really, really love, St. Anthony's. So their windows in their church, they have 30 of them, and they're on the sides, they're behind the altar, and the transept window is of St. Anthony, who is patron saint of sick. So that is a memorial to the cures at the mineral springs. I think the neatest thing about the churches that I found as I was reading about their history was the amount of money that it took them to build these buildings. They raised the money, and they took out loans. They paid them back so quickly. It was because of the spirit of the community that they had. They had offerings. One offering was like $8,000 in one night, in such a small town. And at that time, that was huge. That would be huge for today. And that just speaks to the spirit of community. And I don't think that was just something that was from back then. I think that is present today in Cambridge Springs too.